Can a single captured moment really turn into a historic event capable of shaking millions of hearts across the globe? This question suddenly filled social media timelines and headlines after one picture began to spread like wildfire. It wasn't a staged performance or a grand red carpet appearance. Instead, it was a serene, almost poetic scene, an image of Taehyung and JIN standing side by side on the edge of a beach as the sun slowly sank into the horizon. The warmth of the sunset framed their silhouettes, while the soft interaction between the two became the very symbol of togetherness, relief, and love. For fans, especially ARMY who had endured years of longing due to BTS's military service obligations, this picture was not just a casual snapshot. It was a message. It was proof that after all the hardships and distance, the bond within BTS remained unshaken. Now that every member had completed their national duty, the world couldn't help but wonder, was there something deeper hidden behind those smiles, those glances, and that quiet stillness? Was this simply coincidence, or a carefully placed clue about the group's shining future? The day was August 17, 2025. A bright, ordinary Sunday for most people, but one that would later be remembered as a turning point in the Korean entertainment world. On that day, an account named Dreams uploaded a series of pictures to the X platform, showing BTS together again, enjoying a calm beach outing. The images were deceptively simple, the members dressed casually in loose jackets, soft t-shirts, and baseball caps. They looked relaxed, even playful. But behind those lighthearted smiles lay thousands of unspoken stories, years of sacrifice, and an ocean of longing finally fulfilled. Among the joyful pictures, one moment stole all the attention. A fleeting yet powerful interaction between Taehyung and JIN. To the casual eye, it was just a shoulder pat, a laugh, a glance. But for ARMY, who had followed every tearful farewell and counted every day of absence during enlistment, that moment was monumental. It symbolized the group's bond restored, the missing puzzle piece finally back in place. Why was this scene so emotional? The answer lies in their timelines. JIN, as the eldest member, had been the first to enlist back in December 2022. He was the face of departure, the beginning of a painful waiting period. Taehyung, on the other hand, was among the last to complete his service. For years, the two had rarely shared public space, leaving fans desperate to see them together again. And now, finally, they stood side by side, smiling against the backdrop of waves and wind. For ARMY, this reunion was like a healing balm to wounds that had been open for too long. The photo came with a short but mysterious caption, "This candle doesn't pass by." A cryptic line that only deepened the emotional intensity. Was the candle a metaphor for their hope, which never extinguished despite the storms of time? Or was it a symbol of their friendship, a flame that continued to burn brightly even in separation? Within hours, the post surpassed 693,000 likes and 840,000 retweets. The numbers weren't just statistics, they reflected years of pent-up longing finally finding release. Many fans admitted through comments that they cried upon seeing the interaction. Some compared the scene to a movie where two main characters reunite after years apart, their unspoken emotions conveyed only through a glance and a touch. One fan wrote, "When JIN patted Taehyung's shoulder, I felt like he was saying, 'We made it. We're whole again.'" Another replied, "Taehyung's laugh wasn't just laughter, it was relief. It was happiness too big to put into words." The symbolism extended beyond just Taehyung and JIN. Their interaction represented the entirety of BTS's journey through military service. JIN was the beginning, Taehyung was the conclusion. Their togetherness framed the group's full cycle, what started with departure now ended with reunion. The fact that they chose the beach for this moment only amplified the symbolism. Unlike a stage filled with bright spotlights or a press conference designed for headlines, the beach represented simplicity, honesty, and healing. The vast sea and the setting sun were like metaphors for a new chapter, endings blending into beginnings, just as dusk eventually gives way to dawn. And so, speculation naturally began. Was this beach reunion just a casual day out after service, or was it something much bigger? Many fans and even Korean media wondered if the photos were part of a carefully planned teaser for BTS's upcoming project. After all, BTS is well known for embedding hidden meanings in every image, lyric, and performance. Could this have been the opening note of a monumental comeback? Entertainment reporters were quick to point out that the beach could even serve as a filming location. Nothing BTS does is without intention, and this quiet, heartfelt gathering might have been a prelude to something world-shaking. Still, even if no project was involved, the reunion itself was enough to change the atmosphere of fandom spaces across the world. Social media exploded with emotional comments, trending hashtags, and heartfelt posts. In Japan, one army wrote, "I've been waiting since JIN went away. Today feels like the world is brighter again." In the US, another posted, "They don't need to release an album to prove their bond. This one small interaction tells me everything, I know BTS will always return." In Indonesia, the hashtag BTS reunion pantai trended at #1, filled with re-uploads of the TAEHYUNG JIN photo accompanied by captions full of gratitude and tears. Yet the scene was not all heavy emotions. Alongside the sentimental moments, fans also witnessed lighthearted warmth. Jikook was seen filming a playful selfie, laughing as though he had no cares in the world. RM sat quietly by the shore, staring at the horizon with his contemplative expression. Suga joined in small jokes while J-Hope ran along the waterline, his energy lighting up the scene. Jimin teased Taehyung with playful gestures, adding bursts of laughter to the calm atmosphere. Altogether, the group radiated an energy that felt natural, genuine, and unforced. But still, the spotlight inevitably returned to JIN and Taehyung. For many, their interaction embodied the completion of an era. They were not just two individuals meeting after years of duty, they were bookends to the group's long separation, standing side by side once more. Some observers even called the moment a reconciliation of hearts. Music critics noted that in an industry often plagued by uncertainty, disbandments, and fractured friendships, BTS's quiet return felt revolutionary. While others fade, BTS's bond only grew stronger, their reunion proving that time and distance could not erode what they had built. One simple photograph was enough to make the world pause, reflect, and remember why BTS is more than just an idol group, they are a cultural phenomenon living in the hearts of millions. And now, a lingering question hovers in the air: what comes next? Is BTS preparing for a grand announcement, perhaps a global comeback that will once again break records? Or do they simply wish to remind the world that happiness can also exist in simple togetherness, without the glitz of stages? Whatever the answer, one truth remains clear: the image of Taehyung and JIN laughing under the sunset was more than just a picture. It was history. It was healing. It was proof that even in silence, BTS can speak volumes.